K-pop has a lot of different concepts, and really, no one can count all the concepts that have been released. With such a large number of comebacks each year, many concepts of different groups are often repeated, and people will feel like they have seen the same concept a few times already. However, the concepts that I'm about to mention are indeed on the next level, and highly appreciated by both netizens and critics. Number 1. Red Velvet's Feel My Rhythm. Inspired by classical music and art. Despite having been in the industry for 8 years, never once had Red Velvet failed to leave people in awe with every comeback, as the girls always change up the image and try out new concepts. Still, the most interesting thing about Red Velvet is that, while they will follow either the red or velvet theme for each comeback, they always manage to bring out new aspects and simultaneously remain grounded to the main concept, keeping not only fans, but both the public and the critics curious about what is to come. This is also exactly what has just happened, when Red Velvet came back with Feel My Rhythm. In fact, the girls had already had the heart of everyone right at the teaser release, because of the unique music box doll concept, aka the theme that is rarely chosen by K-pop acts because of the sophistication and exhaustive budget required to perfectly portray the story. However, the real bomb was only dropped when Red Velvet released the MV for Feel My Rhythm, because not only fans and netizens, but even critics, from vocal coaches, filmmakers, to even art historians, also had to send the group a standing ovation considering the perfection of the track. Rhythm-wise, the group had taken everyone off guard when sampling the parts of the song on Air on the G-string, August Wilhelm's 1871 arrangement of the second movement of the famous piece Orchestral Suite No. 3 in D major, BMV 1068 by Johann Sebastian Bach. By this, the group had wisely set a timeless and elegant undertone for the song, which also harmoniously balanced out the mysterious and extremely modern beat running for the rest of the track. Then for the visuals, maybe you're wondering why on earth art historians want to react to an MV of a K-pop act, but well, this time they really should do so. And this is another reason why the concept for this comeback of Red Velvet was just chef kiss. Instead of making the MV stand out with a range of outstanding visuals but without meaning, SM Entertainment had helped Red Velvet highlight their classy spirit through the feature of various famous artworks throughout Feel My Rhythm. Opening the video was the scene of Solgi, that bore a strong reference to the famous painting Curiosity by Eugene de Blas. Then that of Irene was an implicit relation to The Swing by Fragonard. Joy's was a direct callback to Ophelia by Sir John Everett Millais, while the pose of Wendy and Yeri was a perfect adaptation of John William Waterhouse's Nymphs Finding the Head of Orpheus. Basically, the whole MV was an art museum, so I will stop the naming here as it will take a whole day. However, I still bring it out to show y'all why art historians had spent time reacting to Feel My Rhythm, because the MV was also a piece of art to be admired itself. About the reactions of the netizens, most admitted that they got goosebumps while listening to the song. Some also said Feel My Rhythm would be their go-to song to lift up the mood on the way to work. And with all those compliments, it was also nothing much of a surprise to see the song quickly climb to top 2 Melon. Number 2. GIDLE's Tomboy. Inspired by punk rock. Speaking of Melon Chart, of course, no one can miss out on the latest comeback of GIDLE, Tomboy, as not only was the song addictive, but the overall concept about the girls living by their own rules, through the creative portrayal using punky Barbie dolls versus the ideal model Ken doll, was also something worth the 1 year in waiting. Despite being very much different from Red Velvet's approach for their latest comeback, GIDLE still caught all attention as they topped more charts, including the pickiest one, Melon. The thing that probably netizens, and especially anti-fans, didn't see coming was that instead of opting for a soft ballad song to express the gratitude towards loyal fans who still stayed with them after a year of scandals, GIDLE came back stronger than ever with a rock-inspired song, which was also the concept rarely chosen by K-pop groups, and only regularly seen at K-pop bands. However, rather than filling the song with eye-punching sounds and the chaotic visuals, Tomboy was harmonized with a touch of the K-pop vibe, and the sweet yet rebellious Barbie dolls. However, the genre was just part of the reason making the concept for this comeback unique, because meaning-wise, GIDLE also brought up a thing that barely any big groups dare to convey through their music: the strong determination to live by their rules, that included going against the society's prejudices towards an idol. Besides using many explicit images to send the tomboy message to everyone, GIDLE also used a lot of implicit references to increase curiosity and a sense of satisfaction when figuring out their Easter eggs. For example, the image of the Ken doll wasn't a random choice, but rather was a considerate embodiment of the ideal model created by society. That also meant when the girls took Kin down, it was when they clearly declared a brutal ending on anyone daring to threaten their identity and their queendom. The girls also showed a strong message to anti-fans, that regardless of how hard they tried to destroy GIDLE, the group would still thrive, be unapologetically themselves, and never back down in front of life. At first, this creative concept superficially seemed to be about a typical furious girl taking revenge on her ex, but thoroughly talked about the real meaning of girl empowerment that left a lasting impression on netizens. Literally right after the song was released, some had already seen it entering top 5 music charts, despite the picky punk rock genre and the fact that GIDLE has been away from the industry for around 1 year. Number 3. Taeyeon's Invu, inspired by Greek mythology. While Taeyeon has been in the K-pop industry for 14 years, and working as a soloist for 7 years, never once has she failed to garner the attention for each comeback, because of the angelic vocal and the willingness to try out various concepts, including the ancient Greek god concept that had been used in her latest comeback, Invu. Actually, the ancient Greek god concept has long been used in many promotions of K-pop idols. But to use this theme like Taeyeon and turn it into a whole love story like an Invu, where gods would confront each other head-to-head just for an ordinary person, is still something very unique and refreshing. Just talking about the way Invu expressed itself as a song, you can already see the sophistication, as besides following the easy listening beat of the typical K-pop genre and a house-based pop dance track, Taeyeon also broke free from the frame to spend a fair amount of time on showing off her amazing ad-lib skills, as the song approached its ending. However, the bigger reason helping the song win lots of trophies on music shows, though Taeyeon had a comeback at the same time with the monster rookie Stacey, the most invested boy group of YG Entertainment, Treasure, and the widely beloved group A-Pink, is still the fact that Invu had an amazing storyline and the most visually pleasing videos. Instead of using the theme to display herself as a god of power, which is a typical motif in K-pop MVs, the director of Taeyeon's MV described Invu as a love story, where Artemis was in love with a hunter named Orion, but Apollo was displeased and shot Orion dead with a bow. So Artemis made Orion into a constellation out of her scary anger, but still lived unhappily as she couldn't bring her lover back. Reacting to the song, many believed Invu was indeed the song of the year, though 2022 has just started, and according to many So-ones, being Taeyeon's fan was a huge flex that nothing could compare. Some also said they didn't expect the song to be that good because of the plagiarism scandals Taeyeon faced for the Weekend promotion, and the latest mixed-do approach of SM in producing music. But eventually, they fell for Invu hard. Number 4. Hwasa's Maria, inspired by God and sacrifice. As Hwasa has always been displaying herself as the most confident woman, the fact that she suddenly opted for a debut song about self-insecurity, how she used to let the hate get to her soul, used to munch on all those delicious words, and how desperate she used to be, shook everyone. Of course, Hwasa still got over that phase, because if not, she wouldn't have been there with the massive hit Maria. But netizens, and especially fans, were still taken aback. What's even more shocking and unique about this concept was that, despite confessing to all the insecurities that people oppose on her, Hwasa still managed to sarcastically show she's now immune to haters, through many wise rhymes and Italian references that you might never understand were you not a native Korean. For example, after singing, "I got too much cursing, I got an upset stomach," Hwasa was referring to the Korean idiom "eat insults," implying that she used to be so lost that she even believed in the malicious comments of haters. Then, after the lines, "Everyone worked hard hating me," and "If you destroy me, do I become food?" Hwasa showed up her heart to say that she had given up to haters and sacrificed her heart for the sake of a peace of mind. However, the most unique point of the song was still how she used the soul word Maria to simultaneously refer to many things and send a comforting message to herself. Because of the homophones phenomenon in Korean, Maria was not only the baptismal name of Hwasa, but also meant words and you know what. That's why, for these two lines in the chorus, what Hwasa actually meant was, "You know what, Maria? These words are for you," implying that this whole song was the words of comfort to remind her that she was already a gem, rather than being some meaningless words with rhyme. So, which of these chef kiss concepts is your most favorite and why so? Comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to BeBoss TV for more interesting K-pop content. Thank you for watching!